once a week, and to just kind of talk about different things with marriage and or whatever. And so today, Andre, let me pick the topic. And so the topic is baggage, and how everybody, in a relationship brings in their own baggage. They have their own stuff that they bring with them into the relationship.
Yeah, I know I came with a lot of baggage myself. And so I think this topic would be very easy to talk about.
Yeah. I think one of the hardest things about baggage sometimes is identifying that baggage beforehand, or those different things. And when I say baggage, it could be just how you are, different things about yourselves that is flawed, and why you're shaped the way that you are, mentally. And I remember Andre had been pursuing me for a while, and I made up my mind. I was like, okay, I'm gonna give this a shot. And I remember sitting down with him, and I don't know if he remembers this or not, but I was like, I ran down a whole list of things that are wrong with me. Everything that I felt like was wrong with me that might impose an issue in the relationship. I told him, even so much to the point where I told him, okay, these things, I'm working on. These things you're just going to have to pray about, because I'm good with them, and it may not be good, with you. But how would you say we deal with baggage that each other brings? Like,
I would say we deal with baggage like, you gotta, I'm speaking for my relationship, but I'm speaking just on relationships period about baggage. You gotta be willing to give and take with the baggage. You gotta, because nobody's perfect, so of course, you might not think you got baggage, but let's believe you have baggage. And, like the number one thing is to work on, see what you can give in to, and what you are willing to allow, or
compromise.
Mm-hmm. Come to an understanding with it, and that's where it's at. My baggage was extreme somewhat, but my wife, we still have baggage, where we bump heads on things, and
we're still unpacking our baggage.
Yeah, exactly. So it's just not easy. It's an easy task. It's easy to say, but it's not easy to give and take. It's easy for me to say give and take, but it's not easy to give and take.
It's definitely hard to compromise and to turn off past experiences, far as relationship experiences. Sometimes we have different childhood traumas that might have happened, different things, and to be able to not try to hold that person that I'm with accountable for things that someone else did, giving him a fresh slate, no matter how many times, someone has hurt me, recognizing that he's not, that person. And just, one of the things that our pastor said to us was that it's really hard for people our age, because we're extra set in our ways and stubborn. And me and Andre are both very stubborn in different ways, different settings. Him more stubborn about some things than others. And I'm quite stubborn about some things that he could care less about, a lot of the times. And so that works, pretty good in that aspect, because some stuff he cares heavily about, I don't care anything about. And so it's okay for him, okay, fine, go ahead, that's what we're going to do, and vice versa. But where it gets hard is those, I call it the tapes. I don't know if you've ever heard me say that, turning the tapes off in your head. Thinking, because you've been conditioned to past situations that make you automatically think that it's going to happen again, like, for example, I've never been with anyone that was faithful. and fully dedicated to me and faithful. And so that was hard. It was like, ooh, you know, this is what faithfulness looks like. But you always have that in your head. It was like, oh Lord, I hope that this continues, this way, and just to be prayerful and to turn that tape off, in our heads.
Speaking on the, not being faithful thing, this is, my wife knows, I tell her all the time, this is my first time ever being faithful in a relationship ever, and that's like, it's something that just comes over a person, man or woman, when it comes to, your faithfulness. I'm not trying to jump off the topic, but yeah, just, you got to know what you want, and you got to know what you want in life. As far as with baggage goes, I mean, it's a lot of things I disagree with that my baby does, and it's a lot of things that I do that she disagrees about. Yeah. But like I said, it's about choices, and that's what it's really about. It's about the choices that you choose to make as far as, the baggage. I don't think nobody's baggage, if you're in a relationship and if you're in a committed relationship, especially like ours, we're married and whatnot, but if you're in a committed relationship, whatever, you shouldn't let the baggage deter y'all relationship or tear y'all down or pull y'all apart. It shouldn't be like that. It should be like, okay, I'm gonna work on this and I'm gonna work on that, or baby, try to do this, try to look at it from my perspective, or instead of because it's easy to argue and thinking that, okay, man, maybe you might be thinking that you're missing something, but it's not that you're missing something. It's just your mind telling you, you let the negativeness get in, then the positive. That's what it is when it comes to the baggage. You don't let negativeness take over your mindset, because that's the number one thing when it comes to the baggage, because you can hear stuff that you're not going to agree with. That's life. You're going to have things like that happen all the time.
And then I feel like, when it comes to baggage, we both have our triggers. When it comes to certain things, that can kind of bring back memories that are not necessarily good ones from the past, that made us like, okay, is this what you up to? Is this what's going on? Or just different mannerisms and stuff like that. I think it's really important. And one of the things that I know for sure Andre is really good at, and I try to be good at too, is asking questions, questions about our lives with each other. Before each other, asking, how we felt in different situations, how we felt about different things that happened, and being as transparent and open, so that when the person is dealing with you, they can know where some of this stuff is coming from. So that's one of the biggest things that I can say, to anyone that is married when it comes to unloading it. First of all, make sure that you marry someone that you can unload all of you to, okay? Because it's the best way. And you really do have to have a friendship foundation in order to do that, and trust that person with your emotions, and trust that person with your baggage, the things that happen and how it shaped you. And as the person that's being told information, you have to be a safe place for that person to be able to feel free to open up and unpack their baggage, so you guys can deal with it together. And
yeah, with that, babe, I say with that, what you're saying, I agree so much, because when someone opens up to you and tell you about something that happened in their life, don't be judgmental. Don't have a judgmental heart. Sit there and listen. I know it's hard for us, especially with me, and it's hard for us sometimes to just sit back and listen. But, first of all, don't judge nobody, for something that happened in their life. It might be something they can't control, or whatever, or or whatever. Yeah, but yeah, the first thing is not to be judgy. You know, don't judge, because you know when you judge, that's making a person think you're giving them the side eye. You're constantly judging them. You're really watching them, trying to see what's going on with them, and you be like, okay, they told me about this. Is they like that, or they like this, or but then you know. So the thing is, don't come in with the judging. You just have to have an open mind and an open heart, and you know, hear what they got to say. And then if you have you know, mixed feelings about what they're saying, ask questions, but at the same time, don't back up on them. Don't retract, and you know, because of what they telling you or whatever. Because you know, what it is, they're trusting you, so they don't want you to get hit with no surprises and stuff like that, or anything, you know, or whatever. So you already know, okay, they told me about this, so you know, somebody could try to put a thorn in your relationship by trying to tell you something that you know that your mate should have already told you. Stuff like that,
or vice versa.
Yeah. So yeah, you just gotta don't judge, and you gotta hear each other out. You know, don't get me wrong. My wife, she got it real good blocking. Sometimes she can sometimes not listen to what I'm saying, and then I do the same. She'll be talking to me, and I'll be focused on something else. But it's not that I'm ignoring her. I just be focused. My mindset be somewhere else at that time.
And so that's what we have today. Hopefully, it helped. You know, somebody is hearing it and thinks it's good advice and is able to take it. If you guys have not guessed, we're very chill when we do these videos. We're doing them more so just to kind of try to just be normal people and to share our thoughts about marriage and those lessons that we've learned and those things that, you know, help us in our marriage, hoping that it will help someone else. And we're about to go eat dinner because we're hungry. But thank you for watching this video, and feel free to comment or ask questions, or if you have a video that you would like to see, let us know. All right. Bye.